Hello, Potato. I have finally put away the winter village and set up my LEGO late winter, early spring display, my city display, mostly of modular buildings with vehicles and figures from various things. There's some Star Wars in there, there's a lot of Marvel in there, there's some DC in there. There's still a good portion of LEGO Movie in there. A lot of it's been phased out in the last few years as just new things have replaced them. But there's still a good amount of LEGO Movie representation in there, mostly from the first movie. I think there's one piece from the second movie. There were two. I used to have the Ultra Kitty in there, but after like the second season of display, that kit just completely fell apart. If you ever hear me express concern about the like ball joints on some of these builds, that's why, because like all of Ultra Kitty's joints failed her. I mean, thankfully, they're just the normal gray ones, so I could probably find replacements without too much trouble, especially at someplace like a Brickpalooza type show. But I haven't done so yet. I do need to do that. Maybe at the next Brickpalooza, or the next Brickpalooza occurring up in the Sacramento area. I know there's I guess going to be a summer one in, I think, Santa Rosa, which I almost certainly won't be going to. But anyways, all the reference to LEGO is because that's what we're doing today. We're going to build some LEGO. And one of the things I wanted for my city display is a T-Rex. And that's been more problematic than one might have expected. I think only two sets with a T-Rex out as of this recording are one of those little four and above little kid sets that comes with kind of a hideous green T-Rex. And like the absolute worst LEGO build ever. It's like a really, really, really ridiculous helicopter and a bit of wall, I think. It's a horrible set. And yes, I know it's for ages 4 and up, but I really feel like it's more for people who just really want a T-Rex because it's like 30 or 40 bucks, which is reasonable. And if the T-Rex in it wasn't like bright green, I probably would have bought it. Now there's another T-Rex set which has a much nicer, I think, brownish T-Rex in it, but that one's like 90 bucks. And again, all I really want is the T-Rex. I don't really want the build in it. So I've held off on buying that. Of course, one expects there's always the option of going with like a knockoff version, which is like what I did here for my Rancor. I picked it up at a local flea market because there aren't any kits with Rancors in them right now. Surprisingly, you'd think the Rancor having been prominently featured in Book of Boba Fett, you'd think we'd have gotten a nice, big, like better, more to scale, articulated Rancor, which is kind of what I was wanting from that. Not just the Jabba's Palace set and Mandalorian's Naboo Starfighter, especially given that the Jabba's Palace set was released as a Mandalorian set, and the Naboo Starfighter really is a Mandalorian set, even if it did take place in Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, knockoffs are always an option. I mean, I've been pleased with my Rancor knockoff. It's certainly built well enough. And the problem with that is, one, I mean, that would cost about as much as buying, even knockoff, as buying the that crummy green T-Rex set, because I think I paid 20 or 30 for my Rancor here. But again, they don't even make these for any kits anymore, or at least not currently, certainly not as of when I bought that. And the other is I just haven't seen the T-Rex available. It wasn't at the booth that sells the custom LEGO figures, or booths, there's 2 of them, SAC Anime last year, not the one, not winter 2023, but summer 2022, didn't have any. And I haven't been back to the flea market, actually probably since I bought that Rancor, to see if they had any. However, at Brickpalooza, they did have, I don't know if they actually had the T-Rex. I don't remember. I think I talked about it in the Brickpalooza video. But they didn't. They had a dinosaur that would do. I don't remember if it was the T-Rex or the Carnotaurus. But it was like 30 bucks on its own. Now the plus side would be that it would be an official LEGO dinosaur. But see, the other thing was that there was a booth selling the Carnotaurus Dinosaur Chase set for like the same price as another booth was selling just the dinosaur. So if I'm going to spend like 30 bucks on the dinosaur, why not get a few Lego bricks with it. And this actually, for I think it was $30 I spent on it, was a good deal. It's kit 76941, and it normally sells for like $50. I don't know if this was for sale at Costco at some point and I just had missed it, or if it, if it fell off the back of a truck. I know at SAC Anime, there was a booth there at the winter show that had a number of suspiciously inexpensive Lego kits, which I didn't buy any of, and small regrets, kind of wanted the goat boat from Thor. But yeah, for $30, if I'm going to spend $30 on the dinosaur, I might as well get at least a couple little builds out of it. And I mean, it's at least a better color. It's not that hideous green of the ages 4 and up T-Rex set. The helicopter still looks awful, but it looks at least a little better than, again, the ages 4 and up kit. And the truck looks like it's not bad. I don't think I'm going to be using the truck, and I'm certainly not going to be using that helicopter in anything. But I do want a Carnotaurus. I want to put it in the city, and I'm thinking probably have that new Hulkbuster fighting it. Right now, the Hulkbuster is in the city, kind of attacking Clayface from behind. And I kind of want it fighting something, I don't know, better. I mean, actually maybe fighting. Ultimately, I mean, depending on the size of it and the scale and how they look together, I might switch and have the Hydra Stomper, because it's considerably smaller than the other two mechs. I might have the Hydra Stomper fight the Carnotaurus here, and then have the Hulkbuster fight the Ironmonger, because they're similar in size. But before we do any of that, we do need to actually build Kit 76941, the Carnotaurus Dinosaur Chase. It's 240 pieces, a pretty small kit. Again, $30 was, I feel, a perfectly reasonable price for it, especially given that I would probably have spent that much on like a knockoff T-Rex at the flea market if they had had them next time I went. And you get 3 minifigures, you get Owen, you get Kenji, you get Sammy. This is the only Jurassic Park kit I'll have. I mean, we'll lump them into Jurassic Park. I did kind of want the big gate, but I mean, it's just so huge. But the T-Rex in that kit was really, really nice. I wish they would do more T-Rexes like that. But yeah, let's crack this open to see what we're looking at here. I'm expecting this to not take very long, and of course, there's a thumb punch box. We have our Carnotaurus. That doesn't mean I won't buy a T-Rex later on if I eventually see one at a reasonable price, or they put out another kit. Because I'm assuming, even though like Jurassic World is basically done, I am assuming they're not going to just like, oh, that was a thumb punch. They're not going to let this little cash cow of a license die. I mean, or maybe they will for a few years, and then they'll bring it back like they're doing, half-assedly doing Lord of the Rings. 1, 2, 3 bags. So yeah, this is a really small build. 3 bags and our dinosaur. You know, I kind of regret, I never bought, and I sold them when I worked at KB, I never bought any of those like dinosaur attack kits. Thing is, I just really wasn't super into Lego at that point. I do have some Lego kits that I bought back then. They're actually still in here somewhere in box. I have, I think, the big Yoda, and I have some of those like those monster. I've showed these before. I've shown them the Monster Studios kits because they were like horror themed, and they were part of that Steven Spielberg movie maker line. But yeah, I gave a pass on the dinosaur attack ones. I think largely because the dinosaurs were like black and neon orange, and that just didn't appeal to me. Plus, it just very clearly was their attempt at like knocking off Jurassic Park without the license. But yeah, so we have 3 bags here. We have our book, which does have the QR code on the front if you want to follow along at home. It is going to be, let's see. All right, some of the Duplo dinosaurs are cute too, but it's going to be 37. Okay, so it's probably broke down into 2 different builds because there's no way. Yeah, it's 37 steps for the truck, and 29 steps, 30 steps for the helicopter. And oh, of course, hiding in the book, we have stickers. Not a lot, but we have stickers. And then we have the other kits in the back, and they don't show the either of the T-Rex kits. They do show a very, very cute Duplo T-Rex, and also that one is really cute. I have the LEGO Ideas dinosaur, but those are the Duplo sets are really cute. But yeah, they don't have a picture of like the bright green T-Rex in there. So it looks like we're going to start out building our Carnotaurus and our helicopter, and then build our truck. So I guess there's nothing else to do at this point but switch over to the fast forward. And there we have kit 769401 all put together. Its thin little book is now done. So we have 3 minifigures in here. We have, of course, another Chris Pratt figure. Now I was going to make a joke about now I have yet another Chris Pratt figure, but did actually already have an Owen figure from LEGO Dimensions. So he's not new. As far as, being in the collection goes, but he does join the like dozen Emmets, and I think only one Star-Lord. That was one that came out of the advent calendar. But yeah, another Chris Pratt in the collection. And then we have our Kenji and our Sammy, and each one has 2 faces. They have generally a panicky looking face and a happy looking face. I guess depending on what role of imaginative play you are doing with them. That's not so much a happy looking face as like a kind of a smug, smirky looking face, isn't it? And then Chris Pratt here has not a scared face, but an angry face. We have angry Chris Pratt, or we have smirky Chris Pratt. So yeah, figures are nice, printed nicely, no complaints or criticisms. I mean, I do think from a distance, he looks like he just has like a plain blue body, like a classic minifigure, but he does actually have like some printing of, I'm not sure if those are meant to be muscles or just like his shirt is wrinkly, but he does have some printing. And of course, Sammy here has like what appears to be about the ugliest tank top in existence on. Then we have our helicopter. This is pretty weak sauce. When I was a child, I would probably have enjoyed this, but this is, there's not much going on here. I mean, I feel like for the, I think $40 normally this kit costs, this, or is it 50? 40 or 50, whatever this kit normally costs, I feel like for a child, for someone closer to 7 than, in their 40s, then that this probably would still seem like some nice value for the money. You get 2 vehicles, you get a dinosaur, you get 3 minifigures. As a child, I would have found that to be a good gift because, I mean, you get 2 vehicles and 3 minifigures. And as a child, like getting the minifigures thing was like the hardest part. Now I'm just drowning in minifigures thanks to, well, having adult money and to like all those blind bags, because you just get so many minifigures now. When I was a kid, they had, no Lego stores. You would look at the Lego catalog that would come in these things, and you'd see they had the box of minifigures, like town figures and village figures and space figures. I'm like, oh, I wish I could have that, but it's like, $40, and that's like an 80s dollars. Oh well. But it's something that resolved as adults. Now the truck, that's surprisingly, I think I may have pushed the little pegs in too much. So that's surprisingly tight. Those wheels have a lot of resistance on them. I think I just drove the little peg in too hard on them. Let's try to loosen that up a little bit. Let's also try to put that roof back on. This truck reminds me a lot of one of the old LEGO Winter Village trucks. One of the earlier sets came with, I've never been quite sure what it's supposed to be. It's a flatbed truck with like a snowplow on the front, but I've never been quite clear what the back was supposed to be for. I used to put a tree on it, but this reminds me a lot of that. That's a little better. That's got a little less resistance now. But it actually isn't a bad build. It also reminds me a little bit of something that would have been made or designed for like monster fighters. Just kind of a, I don't know, just not jury-rigged, but kind of Frankensteined together vehicle here. I feel like if it had been done in black and had big blasters on it, it would be like monster fighters. One neat thing though, the tailgate does work. So that's a fun little detail. Yeah, the truck is actually not bad. It's still probably going to just go into the storage bin with the other unused things for the city. But it's not bad. It's certainly better than the helicopter. The helicopter, it's, again, if I were 7, I would like it. But of course, the star of the show, literally the only reason I bought this kit, yes, I have now reached the point where I am just buying kits occasionally for one specific item. This isn't the first one. I did buy that Mandalorian Dark Troopers versus Luke Skywalker set entirely for the Dark Troopers. And that set was honestly kind of otherwise disappointing as well. It looks nice on a shelf though. But as far as play features, it's okay. But yeah, I bought this entirely for our friend the Carnotaurus here, who looks quite nice. Now that I see that he's got like studs on the back, I kind of am thinking that perhaps Deadpool should be riding him against the bad guys instead of the Hulkbuster fighting him. But I'll make a decision on it. Maybe I'll try to find some other dinosaurs. Maybe I will go back and get that ridiculous green T-Rex and have 2 dinosaurs, because why not? So articulation, not a ton. I mean, it's good for Lego. I mean, let's figure out. Lego and articulation, not generally super close friends. You can twist the tail, I guess, for whatever reason. So you can, I don't know. I mean, twisting it at all does seem to just kind of mess the printing up. So I don't necessarily know why you'd want to, but you can put him down to the ground. The head comes up, so you can, do things like this and have him just get right in a minifigure's face. The tablecloth does not want to let the figure stand up. There we go. Get right down in their face if you want to. It doesn't do a good job. It only has open and closed. So it's a little hard to make it say, hold a figure in its mouth unless you do it. See? You have to do it just right, because it either springs back open or it springs all the way shut. And you have to get to the point where it wants to spring all the way shut, or wedge your figure in behind the teeth so it just doesn't slide. Which is what I had done before, but now I can't get it to do it again. But that is what that is. That would only become important, I think, in display if I did have the whole Deadpool riding it thing. But no real side to side. You can do like that, but you can't, like, he can't turn left or right without physically turning the entire body. Still nice printing on it. I do like that there's stuff on the back here, so you could, say, build a riding platform if you wanted to, or maybe give him a big laser cannon that shoots rockets out of it or something. You know, if you wanted to go more like a dino fight or something, although I do think you have to build it pretty big, otherwise you're going to just shoot him in the back of the head. Face is nicely sculpted, if a little simple. I mean, a lot of it really is the printing. Got the big scar on his snout there. Got the little useless arms. Yeah, definitely the star of the show here. Definitely the whole reason I bought this kit was our friend the Carnotaurus here. And I am quite pleased with him. The truck is decent. The helicopter would be better if I was a small child. The minifigures are nice. It's always nice to have more minifigures. Especially if you want to, you know, reenact scenes from the Jurassic movies. Why not? And they're just overall pretty good value for money as far as what you get. Not so much in piece count. 240 pieces is not a large number of pieces, but in what they do with them is effective. Also, I think one of the quickest builds I've had in a long time. Like, one of the quickest builds for a box of this size. To be fair, the box only needs to be this size because he does take up a bit of space inside due to the size of his body. But yeah, I am pleased with my Carnotaurus. And again, the vehicles are probably just going to go into a box. I don't know, minifigures might too. I mean, I guess I could. I don't have an Owen Grady in the city. And I do have Emmett and Star-Lord now, so maybe Owen needs to go in there just to have another Chris Pratt. Maybe figure out some way to put them all together. They're all doing different things, but maybe I could have a meeting of the Pratts. I don't know. Anyways, for younger children, definitely I think this is a good kit because you have 2 vehicles and a dinosaur. For people who just want the dinosaur, not a bad value. I mean, these dinosaurs tend to go pretty high on their own anyway, so why not get a build to go with it, especially the price I got for it. So I mean, if you can see it on sale for like 30-35 bucks, I would grab it. But overall, that's going to wrap this up. I hope you found it at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.